What's good, my lake and me? Welcome back to another lovely, beautiful, sexy, amazing video that equally lovely, equally beautiful, equally sexy, and equally amazing lit. I already know what time it is. Now let's go. Now, oh boy, it's been a very long and very disastrous, embarrassing week for the light-skinned community. Thanks to J. Cole bowing down to King Kung Fu Kenny, and we're going to break it down in way more detail, as well as look at other people in the UK's opinions on the situation in more detail. But already know what you got to do. You just got to like, comment, subscribe, drop a banger like this one, and hit that note, because you're in the so you can be the first to know when one of these videos comes out. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, if you've been living under a rock somewhere, you might not know that a couple days ago, J. Cole at his Dreamville festival on Sunday literally bowed down and bowed out of the feud between himself and Kendrick Lamar. Of course, a couple weeks ago, Kendrick Lamar released the song Like That off the We Don't Trust You album between Future and Metro Boomin. Very good album, I must say. And of course, on that song, he took a couple shots at J. Cole saying, you know, F the big three, it's just big me. And then, of course, last week, Friday, J. Cole recently dropped his album, Might Delete Later, where he fired some shots back, saying that all of Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly was boring, but people gassed it, and saying that he averages one hard verse every 30 months and things like that. I'm sure you guys know the story by now, but as I said, we fast forward to last Sunday, and J. Cole has now gone as far as to apologize to Mr. Kendrick Lamar. Take a look at this clip.
That shit, trying to find a little angle and downplay this nigga's fucking catalog and his greatness. I want to say right now tonight, how many people think Kendrick Lamar is one of the greatest motherfuckers to ever touch a fucking microphone? Dreamville, y'all love Kendrick Lamar, correct? As do I. So I just want to come up here and be like, publicly be like, bruh, that was the lamest, like, goofiest shit. And I say all that to say, it made me feel like 10 years ago when I was moving incorrectly. And I pray that God align me back up on my purpose and on my path. You know what I mean? I pray that my nigga really didn't feel no way. And if he did, my nigga, I got my chin out. Take your best shot. I'm gonna take that shit on the chin, boy. Do what you do. You know what I mean? Like,
man, what did he do to make them niggas that mad?
Now, I'm going to be very honest. This is a complete and utter travesty, no matter what way we want to look at it. I'm extremely disappointed in J. Cole. I'm lost for words. I can't believe what I'm seeing. All that talk on First Person Shooter about how we're the big three, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. I mean, he's looking more like Deji right now than I don't see no Muhammad Ali right now. I can't lie. Muhammad Ali would be turning in his grave if he saw this. What the hell?
I'm just saying.
I mean, maybe that's all First Person Shooter was. A game. It's in the name. It's not real. EA Sports. It's in the game, and he's made that clear on Sunday, unfortunately. Now, of course, everyone's had their opinions on this situation, and you've been seeing it all over Twitter, all over Instagram for the past couple days, and you guys have asked for my opinion, so I'm going to chip in and give it. I think, from what I can see, there's two sides to fall on when it comes to this situation. There's the one side where people are saying this is an embarrassment to hip-hop, and there's the other side that's saying, you know, this was a mature response from J. Cole, and more black men need to apologize, and blah, 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 and all that.
Whoa. We're not here to talk about that right now.
All that shit sound like something you see at the end of an episode of 64 Zoo Lane. You know what I mean? And I can't lie, I'm on the first side. I've been listening to J. Cole for the past damn near 15 years. And on every album, this guy has been talking jalapeno pepper spicy. He's been saying he's the best rapper. No one can F with him. If anyone wants smoke, it's up. He's ready for war. But when push comes to shove, and push has come and push has shoved. But this apology has just thrown all of that out the window. It's all just a bunch of talk now. It's a bunch of gibberish. J. Cole is basically like that guy that's like, where the hose at? And then when you finally bring some hose around, he's on mute. He's on mute like a TV. It's honestly ridiculous. And I don't like to put words in people's mouth, pause, no Diddy shit. So I'll highlight the specific examples where Cole has made it clear that no one can F with him over the years. In the song January 28, he says, you might be Drizzy Drake or Kendrick Lamar, but check the birth date, you ain't the god. Blasphemy. In the song Sunset with Young Nudie, he said, niggas want smoke, I want it too.
Cap.
Do you though? I don't think you do. In the song 95 South, he says, I be staying out the way, but if the beef come around, I can put an M on your head, you Luigi brother now.
Why these niggas capping so hard?
I don't know, man. He must be talking about the M for McDonald's, because he ain't putting M's on nobody's head at this point. And even on the song Johnny P's Caddy with Benny the Butcher, he says, Cold pen be lethal, crib like an old MTV show. On God, the best rapper alive. Headshot. Now go and ask the best rappers that died. They tell you he never lied. The lies. It's just all lies now. It's all lies. I just can't believe it. It's all lies. And there's plenty more phrases like that, no pun intended, but you get the point. To be claiming for 15 years that you're ready for war, no one can F with you, and then when someone actually does F with you, you engage in the beef and then you apologize. I think that's the worst part. I think it's the fact that he engaged in the beef and then he fell back. I think if like that came out and then Cole was just like, nah, Kendrick's my guy. I'm not going to do that to him. I'm not going to diss him. Like, I didn't even feel that the diss was that deep. The song wasn't even directed at me like that. Then I think it would have been like, okay, cool. Like, he doesn't feel the diss is directed to him. But this guy used the whole album to, you know, build up momentum and then basically just let it all crumble. It's crumbled like puff pastry. It's honestly a bit embarrassing, I won't lie. The funniest bit also is he said something like Kendrick can diss him back if he wants to. He's got his chin out and he's ready to take whatever diss Kendrick comes back with, and he'll just take it on the chin and keep it moving. And I thought to myself, doesn't that sound like when you used to play fight with your siblings or with your cousins, and you might have gone too rough or they might have gone too rough, and then they let you get that freebie hitting. They're like, oh, all right, cool. Like, I'll let you hit me. I'll let you punch me just this once because I went too hard. Or even if you were back in school and you used to have, you know, dissing matches with your friends, and then you might have hit them with that killer blow, pause, no diddy, and then you're like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you violate me back. Like, I'll let you cuss me for free. Like, just give it your best shot, pause. But then it's like Cole's doing that same thing, but without having the killer diss up his sleeve. So it's not hitting the same. You can't let someone get the freebie in when you haven't given the killer blow, pause. I don't know, man. It's not looking good, bruv. Now, of course, I do have to address the other side of this argument. You know, the side that people think he's coming on the mature vibe and that more black men need to apologize and blah blah blah, because unfortunately there seems to be a lot of people out there who are just lame. I guess I can't think of any other adjective to describe that side of the argument. Just lame. It's I don't know, it's like the lights are on but no one's home with some of those people, honestly. But now I came across this on Instagram, and it's a conversation between Lin May Talks, I believe is her name, and DJ Semtex, where I believe DJ Semtex was giving his opinion on the Cole situation, and he said that he knew it was going to happen and that he's not really rating that move from J. Cole. I believe he ended that tweet by saying that it was moist. To which Lin May said, "Moist, grow up. The narrative surrounding this is so damaging. Many can't fathom letting go of toxic masculinity. Ego, which has killed many in our communities, and crime-driven responses is actual growth. I've seen people say we need killers and real gangbangers back in hip-hop." So yeah, you can already tell where this is going. But she continues and says, "I'm actually really disappointed in DJ Semtex, a 50-year-old man who has so many eyes on him, a pioneer in the game who is calling J. Cole moist for doing a hugely brave thing in hip-hop by backing down." Yeah, I don't know. That it feels like she needed to add a pause, no diddy in that sentence. I can't lie. Speaking of pause, actually, she did add a pause because she said, "Pausing ego is one of the hardest things can save lives." What? Pausing ego is one of the hardest things can save lives. What?
You a literate nigga, you can't read between the lines.
Lin May, you absolutely atrocious spelling and grammar there. Sort it out, please. I think she meant to say pausing ego is one of the hardest things and can save lives and is what? No, yeah, not rating that one. I can't lie. And she said, for far too long, hip-hop has been dominated by Neanderthal, brutish, unhealthy caveman behavior, which has contributed to many of the toxic traits we see in young men who look up to hip-hop artists as the father they didn't have. J. Cole broke the mold. I know too many who are doing life/long stretches, or dead because of that same ego many of you want to see in hip-hop. Let that behavior die. Time for change. Yo, Lin May, you gotta chill, man. It's not that deep. I can't lie, it's not that deep. Yo, someone is putting diarrhea in her cereal because it's really not that deep. I think number one, I can't lie, and I've seen this on social media quite frequently. Anytime a girl's calling you a real man for doing something, just know you did some real sucker shit. I can't lie. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry. Cause
that majority of the time, not all the time, majority of the time, you did some sucker shit. Number two, Lin May, I hope I'm saying your name right, because I mean no disrespect, but this is hip-hop. People want to compete. People want to show each other that they're the best in the game. This is what Cole's been saying in his music for the past 15 years. Hip-hop is a sport. Everyone's fighting for that number one spot, for that top spot. So competition is a part of the game. The way we're viewing it is the equivalent of Usain Bolt saying he's the fastest man in the world, and Gatlin saying he's the fastest man in the world. And to us, this was the 100-meter final for us to see who would be the faster man in the world. This is how real hip-hop fans are viewing it. It's not about ego, and it's not about, I know people who are dead, and like, I'm sorry, RIP to them, but nobody was expecting any sort of violence or any sort of murder to happen from J. Cole beefing Kendrick. Like that, it wasn't going any further than Spotify and YouTube. Like, let's be real, neither of those two are gangbangers. Well, Kendrick, maybe, I don't know. He's good kid, mad city. So I don't think he's a good kid. He's just in a mad city. So I don't think he's a part of that either. So I actually think that this is a bad example. I think that as a kid, you should be wanting to prove that you're the best and strive for success and strive to prove that you can compete in different arenas. I mean, we do want kids to think that they can be the best at what they do, right? So yeah, no one wants to see ego. We just wanted to see two of the greatest rappers right now go head to head, bar for bar, so we could finally judge who was the better rapper. There's no ego, there's no Neanderthal, brutes, or however many buzzwords you want to bring up from your latest PTA meeting or watching Orange is the New Black, or I don't even know, man. I don't even know. But it was just competition, and that. I believe this girl does a lot of like of that nature. And don't get me wrong, some of the points were valid. I just don't think they're necessary in this particular scenario. Maybe if it was a beef between, I don't know, Kodak Black and Lil Durk or something like that, where there is a possibility that violence could occur, then I'd hear what she's saying. But in this scenario, but yeah, that's my opinion on it. I think that, I mean, I would have been rooting for Kendrick if them two were to go head to head, and obviously it looks like if I put money on it, my money would have been safe. I would have hit the jackpot at the bookies if I put my money on Kendrick. Because yeah, bad day at the office for Cole. I don't think it will affect his legacy and his brand too much. I just think that this album that's come out recently, I think definitely people aren't going to be checking for it like they would have been if he was actively beefing Kendrick. I think his first week sales are going to go down dramatically in all continents. And yeah, he's going to really have to pull a rabbit out of his ass for the off season if he wants to garner people's attention again. Pause. So we'll just have to wait and see how that pans out. But in the words of anyone,
It's a bit of a sticky one still.
But let me know what you think about this in the comment section down below. What do you think about this whole Cole Kendrick situation? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. On the road to 2,000 subs, you know what time it is. You can follow my personal IG at theomalittyent. If you care about what I do, I'm not making these bangers for you. I post updates on Twitter as well, so you might as well follow me on there, because what else are you doing with your life? Absolutely nothing, mate. I bet. Peace.
Oh, you ain't know I could sing?